There was a moment, standing in my basement, completely exhausted, when my 6-year-old daughter looked at me and said, "Daddy, why aren't you happy anymore?" That single sentence shattered something in me. I was coaching football at the pro level. Everyone thought I had it all together, but the truth, I was completely lost. This episode is about that moment, the one that made me realize I wasn't leading my life, and what happened when I finally decided to start. You have to excuse me, I have a mild cold, so my voice is sounding a little bit weird.
Welcome to the Daily Truths and the Weekly Wins, your daily dose of growth and reflection. I am Matt Clark, here to help you celebrate your small victories and navigate the challenges of everyday life with insights that can move us all forward. Whether you're making coffee or making plans, tune in to start your day on the right foot. Let's dive into today's two truths and find our wins together.
At the time, I was coaching football at the pro level. On paper, it looked like everything was working. I had made it, the career I had worked my ass off to get to, 2 kids I loved more than anything. And from the outside, people probably thought I was living the dream. But I wasn't. The truth is, my relationship was over. I was sleeping in the basement. I was disconnected, and honestly, completely lost. I didn't feel like myself anymore. I was going through the motions, but inside I was empty. And then one day, my daughter, 6 years old at the time, looked at me and said, "Daddy, why aren't you happy anymore?" That question hit me like a punch to the gut. She saw it before I could admit it to myself. She felt it, my energy, my sadness, my disconnection from life. I smiled at her, pulled her into a big hug, and said, "You know what, Bean? You're right. And I need to do something about that." That was the beginning. That was the moment I knew I had to change. The version of success I was chasing wasn't mine anymore. I knew I still wanted to be a coach. That part was real. But the way I was living it, the way I was living, period, wasn't in alignment. That moment with my daughter, that tiny spark of truth, became the first step on the path that led me to the life I live now. Looking back, I realize that moment was more than just a wake-up call. It was a mirror. It showed me that I had built a life that looked right but felt wrong. I had chased a version of success that made sense on paper: respected title, steady paycheck, doing what I was supposed to do. But inside, I was drifting, numb, out of alignment. Here's the truth I had to face. You can be successful and still feel completely lost. That's what happens when you live by default instead of by design. When your days are filled with shoulds instead of aligned choices. When you're so used to holding it all together for you and everybody else around you that you forget what it feels like to be alive. And if that's you and you're listening right now and any part of that hits, I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not alone. You've just been living disconnected from your values, from your purpose, and maybe even from yourself. But here's the good news. The moment you notice that disconnection is the moment you can begin, just like I did. So here's my question to you. When was the last time you felt truly aligned, like you were living your life, not just performing it, not just checking boxes, not just doing what's expected, but actually being you, fully, freely, with no masks? And if it's been a while, what's one small step you could take this week to start coming back to yourself? It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes it starts with telling the truth, even just to yourself. If this story resonated with you, if you felt even a flicker of recognition, I want to invite you to keep going. I put together something I call the Self-Led Man Starter Kit. It's totally free, and it's a powerful way to get clear on your values, reconnect with your purpose, and take ownership of your next chapter. I'll leave a link in the description. Go there and download it now for free. And if you're feeling ready to talk this through, you can book a free coaching call. No pressure, just a real conversation about where you're at and where you want to go. Because you don't have to figure this out alone. I've been there, and I'm here if you want to talk.
Thanks for joining me on the Daily Truths and the Weekly Wins. I hope today's episode leaves you inspired to embrace life's challenges and make the most of every day. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who could use a little boost. Join me again for more insights and encouragement. Until then, remember, progress, not perfection. Keep striving, keep growing.